Welcome everybody to another episode of the Centre Circle podcast, episode 47, I believe. Now, we're not far away from the half century. Joining us tonight, we've got Daz, Keith, and Isaac. How you doing, boys?
All good, mate. All good.
All good.
Fantastic, as they say.
You were all on mute for a second.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I bet you are.
Top of the table.
Mm-hmm.
Terrell will be joining us shortly. Well, you're talking like
Lovely.
you just got to the top of the table. What's going on?
No, I mean, the games are back. Winter break's done. Top of the table. We're beating Chelsea. Arsenal next.
Yeah, you hope. So before we get going, just a reminder, everybody, click the subscribe button, share the content, put the thumbs up as well. As we said previously, the subscriptions and the follows and everything help to keep us going. So look, we normally talk about the match results and the usual stuff, but we thought actually we'll start with the shocking news of the week. Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool manager, has decided to finish at the end of this season. Lots of people saying they're not surprised, but it was a shock. It did come as a surprise. So let me start with the two Liverpool vagabonds. How you guys recovering? How you doing?
I'm doing better than I was 6 days ago. Let's put it that way.
Well, have you been mourning? Have you been mourning?
I haven't been mourning. The thing is, like, we spoke about Klopp departing and what it would kind of effect it would have on Liverpool. And in my mind, I always had like Klopp leaving in 2026. So that was the date I had. So I had 2 years to kind of mentally prepare myself.
So just on that, why 2026 though? Why was that date?
Because that's when his current contract was due to expire, and he said he wouldn't be extending it after that date.
Oh, so he'd already said that?
Yeah, so he said, like, when he signed the contract, he was like, yeah, this will be my last one, essentially.
Oh, interesting.
So I kind of had 2026 in my mind as when I'd have to kind of mentally prepare for Klopp leaving. But, someone's got to decide if something's not right for them. If they can't put their heart and soul into it, then you just got to accept their decision. And that's what it is, really.
Isaac?
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's still. I'm still processing, as they say. I'm still unpacking. I agree with Keith, man. I'll be real with you. Now that the dust has settled, and much like what we said in the group chat, now we've had time to kind of process it and think about it. I am not surprised, to be honest. He done a similar stint at Mainz. He done a similar stint at Dortmund. He's done a little longer here, obviously. And you know what? Good on him. If you feel like you don't have the energy and the desire to get up and do the job over and over again, then why not leave instead of forcing yourself to do it, and then things turn sour and then you become the pantomime villain, so to speak. I think he's left us I think he'd be leaving us in a much better space and position than we were when he took over. And essentially that was the goal, right? To get us to a point where we are back on the mantelpiece. And what better way to leave than winning the league? So,
well, let's see if he
crossed.
does.
Fingers crossed.
If he does. Daz, what do you reckon?
Yeah.
When the news obviously was surprised, was shocked, but then as I said, when we look into it a bit further, it's a lot more understandable once you hear what he says. And I don't know whether he's looked the same. I don't know whether maybe it's a little bit of an edge, but to be fair, he's got the team playing, so really he's done a great job. Obviously, all the eulogies were coming, and that he's done a great job. So it's just interesting to see what the future holds. Yeah, like if you move the conversation on to where it's more who's going to come in, really, now that you have to think about. But in terms of Klopp, he's done a great job.
But I guess
I think it was
before we move on to that,
the fact that he would have had to spend 105 million on Casado, and he was like, "This job ain't for me no more."
And we laugh at it though, but it's that on top of, you know, being the nearly team year in year out against Pep's, dealing with Pep's teams. Like
No, but
it's a drain, right?
you're doing that thing where you're saying it before the non-Liverpool guys can say, I see you. I see what you did. I see what you
No,
did.
it's not even that. I get it. I mean,
It's
if
tiring.
you push and push and you squeeze everything you have out of something, and then someone picks you on the line, you've
Yeah.
then got to pick yourself up to do it again. Now imagine we've only won the league once, whereas City have won it 5 times, 6
Yeah.
times
Yeah.
in that time frame. Like, come on, man! And each year we've dragged them to the line. That if you remove City and look at the years we finished second, we'd have blown the league out of the water.
Yeah,
By
lost it
what,
by 1
February?
point twice.
By February, if there was no City. Now imagine having to pick yourself up again every year, saying, "Right, let's go again."
But
Then at summertime, watching Pep spend 30 million on another defender that he don't need, or not even 30, it's like 50, 60 million on another defender that he don't need.
And that's the thing. No, so what I'm saying, that's the thing where people be like, "Well, Klopp's only won 1 title." Like, I get that, but you've got to look at the team he's put together, and the 2 years where we finished second, what we done in those seasons. So it's all good saying, "Oh, he's only won 1," but the team he put together, the style of football we're playing, made it competitive, and I think people kind of disregard that when they shouldn't.
No, I don't think people disregard it, but we can't change the rules, right? We know what it is in football. In football, people remember when you cross the line, right? We can, in conversations like this, we can do the nuance, we can add the context, right? But even when I'm Googling Klopp, it doesn't say all of that. It says he's won 2 Bundesliga titles, 1 German Cup, 2 German Super Cups, 1 Prem, 1 FA Cup, 1 League Cup, 1 Champions League, Super Cup, and FIFA World Cup. It doesn't say all the other stuff. So
Yeah, I get that, but I'm saying why he's still spoken highly. Like,
no, you should be spoken
I
of.
think you can be spoken highly
Yeah.
and not kind of get the results done on the pitch. But I think opposition fans are very dismissive just looking at the title runs, basically.
Well, the dismissive because of people like Isaac, innit? Because when you lot are doing your thing, he's there with the machete to chop yourselves down. I think on a serious note, I think because of Klopp and what he's achieved and how the team plays, people measure him to the highest standard of the game, right? So when you talk about Klopp, you're not just talking about him as a professional manager, because by any professional manager standard, he's an elite, generational manager. When people say that stuff, even if they're doing banter to be difficult and all that rubbish, they're comparing him to Guardiola, Mourinho, Fergie. Do you understand? And they're trying to understand where they put him in that generational list of managers. But I guess the strangest thing for me out of all of this, because you're right, he's been there for some time. 2015, it's been a hot minute. It's the timing of the announcement. I still can't really fathom that one from a risk perspective.
So on that, because obviously I've digested pretty much everything Liverpool based over the last 6 days.
You
So
say you've watched all the content, read all the statements.
everything, every podcast,
Everything.
Oh my god!
Everything.
every interview, newsletter. So
I
basically,
might as well be James Pearce.
Yeah. So one, he wanted to give the owners enough notice.
Mhm.
So as we all know, it's come out now. He told the owners in November about his
Yep.
plans to leave. He wanted to give the staff time to kind of plan what they were doing, because obviously when there's a managerial change, kind of your backroom staff generally leave at the same time. So it's about, right, do they want to kind of plan for themselves for the next season? Like, Pep Linders wants to get into management. The other assistant manager's leaving. The performance development guy's leaving. So it's about giving those people enough time to kind of sort out what they're doing. And again, a little bit to the players as well. Like, some players might be there for Klopp. So when kind of contract renewals are coming up, etc., it's just kind of giving everyone enough time to understand what's going on and kind of planning their future without him. Where if this had happened in May, June, everyone's kind of on the back foot a little bit. And I
No,
think
but
that
that
just
been
kind
announced
of
to us. We can do that internally. I'm talking about announcing to us, announcing it publicly.
because I don't think it would have stayed quiet for that long. To be fair, like the fact that it stayed quiet for 2 months is like a testament to Liverpool and everyone
Fair.
around, to be honest. But I think the more people that know, the harder it is to kind of keep the secret. Like wives and girlfriends, they have like the little pillow talk. Oh yeah, Klopp's leaving at the end of the season, etc.
We say
Kind of
we
thing.
say WhatsApp groups and
I
all of that.
reckon.
Bro,
I'll be with you.
we've
I
seen
reckon
it.
someone found out and they've just thought, let us
Just
release
get
it
ahead of it.
Get ahead of the
before
curve.
exactly. Let's get ahead of it.
I disagree, because no one in the media knew. And it's
It
generally
doesn't necessarily
like
have
a
to be
media,
someone in the media. It doesn't necessarily have to be someone in the media.
but
It
it
could be
generally
anyone.
is because that's where the leaks would come from, innit? Like it was like everyone was like, "Oh, Liverpool have got a press conference on a Friday. What's going on?" They thought they were going to be announcing like a sponsorship deal or something, and then everyone's like, "Right, Klopp's leaving."
No, but to
Yeah,
Isaac's
I
point,
just think,
usually
It
someone
could be
leaks
anyone.
through the press, I think, is Isaac's point. But yeah,
Exactly.
it
It
was
could be
genuinely
anyone.
surprising. You can talk about the headlines. Shock. This is a bit like the Hamilton thing today, right? As we're recording today, Hamilton's announced he's leaving the team. And I do love it when the press had no inkling because you can see,
Yeah, it's good.
you can see it in their headlines and
they start
and the
scrambling.
writing. Okay,
Yeah.
so look, objectively, where do we put Klopp in the managerial grades?
Let's
Only.
hear
Are we
this.
talking Premier League only, or are we talking totality?
Give me Prem first, and then we'll do the.
Prem only in the list of top 5.
Okay.
For
Yeah,
me,
I love that.
he is probably 5th on that list.
Oh, who's 4? Oh, sorry.
Obviously,
Yeah.
third,
No. Sorry, no. Yeah, I know the top 4. Sorry. Yeah, I'm happy
Yeah.
with the top 4. Sorry.
Okay, so you agree? You're in agreement.
In no particular order, it's Sir Alex,
Yeah.
Wenger, Mourinho, Pep, Klopp. Or it could be that order, to be fair. Because to be fair, Sir Alex has got the trophies in the bank. Arsene Wenger came in and just revolutionised English football, just in terms of dietary requirements and kind of player health and physicality.
Oh.
Mourinho came in.
How many
and
trophies
just
did he win?
No, but let me finish. Mourinho came
Man's
in.
telling me about dietary requirements.
Mourinho came in
Listen, man did
and
2
just changed the style, innit?
What?
Like,
one of them
No,
was in
he's won like 10 trophies. Yeah, what's that?
yeah, Mourinho came in and changed the style, so he got everyone playing 4-3-3, etc. Pep just came and broke records, centurions, and all that kind of nonsense. And then Klopp,
and then Klopp just walked by.
you say vibes, but the vibes were good. Like if you spin it back, when people say like what's harder to do, like go undefeated with 15 goals or the centurion.
He always does this.
Klopp, all I'm saying is twice Klopp has been close to going unbeaten, innit? So
he didn't
you
do
keep
it.
talking about all these nearly achievements. Right, what's going on?
But what I'm saying, if the achievements are so great and he's been an inch away from it, he's there to greatness, innit? Like, so that's all I'm saying.
In sport, nearly doesn't count. In sport, you've got to do it. You done
So
it
why
or
are
you
we
ain't.
talking about Wenger's? Why are we talking about Wenger's intangibles then?
Talk to your fellow supporter, mate. He's the one that raised it, not me.
That's nonsense.
Yeah, but you're not disagreeing, though, are you?
Well, I would put Pep above Wenger personally. I know Wenger did Invincibles, but
yeah, I did say in no particular order.
Now, then you said it could be in order. So that's the point I was going to say. I think that's a solid top 5. I will say though, don't Klopp and Kenny Dalglish have the same number of premierships?
Yeah.
Okay, but
What
has
does
Klopp,
that mean?
but has Dalglish ever got 99 points?
Ranieri
What does
as
that
well.
mean?
Ranieri.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
If you want to say Dalglish and if you want to say Dalglish and Klopp are the same, that's up to you.
I'm asking
you
questions.
could lose a bit of credibility, innit? Like,
hey, yo. Don't lose composure. I'm just asking questions.
I'm just saying.
Just asking questions. I'm just asking questions. Well, look, either way, I think Klopp's been great for the league. The only thing I wish that was a bit longer was that Mourinho, Klopp and Guardiola were here for longer together. Because that whole them three together is just entertainment. It's comedy. So fast forward now, 25-26 season. He's had his year sabbatical. Where's he go?
Real Madrid.
Germany.
Germany.
I'm not clued up on any German rivalries. Is there issue him going to Bayern Munich after being such a big
No,
Dortmund?
I mean the-
national team. Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
national team.
team.
Yeah,
National
national team. Yeah,
Yeah.
national team.
yeah.
Well, you
Yeah,
can
that's
say
what-
that's for him.
Nagelsmann's only got a contract till the end of
The
Yeah.
tournament. Yeah. Mm.
Can you imagine? Going to the national team, and that manager has more energy in that week's training camp than your manager at your club has had every day for the last 3 months. Yeah, he could be good for Germany. Maybe that's what they need. Maybe they need that style
they
and
need
that
something.
And if
Okay.
he's saying he's tired, the national team job is the perfect for him. It's not nowhere near as demanding as a club day-to-day role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we talk a lot about the changing of the guard player-wise, right? We've got the new. Are we now seeing a little bit? We've talked about Mourinho not being he's not getting an elite job again, is he? Right? He's not going to manage any of the crown jewels.
Apparently, he's been linked to Man United.
I said elite, bro. Elite.
Jeez.
Teams that are going to win the league and stuff. Pep's going to leave. I mean, he's not going to be there forever. If Pep leaves in the next 2 years, Klopp's not here. So now it's the next batch. It's ETH if he's still here. Whoever Liverpool bring in.
Nice. It's Mikel time. It's Mikel time.
Oh, so you're saying people got to leave for Mikel to step up to the bar, yeah? Like he can't fight with the man them here.
Yeah.
It's mad how that works, isn't it?
Anyway,
Can't win while the big dogs are in town.
Well,
you got to wait for them to leave before
obviously,
you
you
step
have
out the
to catch them up, innit? He was 5 years behind.
Yeah, longer. I mean, this is his first
He
job.
was challenging for the title last season, no?
Been there.
You lot were moving like you were going to win the title last season. What happened?
Well, I thought we were. Well, did I? I thought we had a chance. I thought we had a chance. Terrell thought we were going to win it. He thought we were definitely winning it. I thought we had a chance. So that's exactly that's how that happened.
Has it been there?
Right. So talking of managerial moving ons, Xavi Hernandez, Barcelona legend as a player. He's coming to the club. I think it was November 21. Not 21. So 21. Yeah, November 21. So he's been there just over 2 and a bit years. He's also announced that he's leaving at the end of the season. He's had a rocky run of results recently, and we all know about Barcelona's issues. I think this is a very different sentiment and feeling to him leaving. But do we think sometimes these things like this aren't being looked at fairly?
What do you mean by fairly?
So he's been there one whole season, right? And then 2 kind of second half of the season and early part of this season. He's won the league with a team that was falling apart, kind of patched together. Won a Super Cup. That club is a shambles. They're getting players here, then everywhere, can't register them, etc. He's managed to maintain a 62% win rate, right? He's won lots more games than he's lost. Do you think that the narrative around his time there is fair? It's reflective of his time there, or is he getting swept up in the whole negative Barcelona?
If you put it like that, then he's done fantastically considering the circumstances. From what I understand and from what I've read, it's way beyond the pitch. What's happening on the pitch? I think Barcelona, their state of affairs is worse than what people would assume. And possibly it's a case of him jumping ship rather than, the results are poor and we want to move in a different direction. Because what other direction do you move in? You've got a club legend who's performing well. He's won you a league trophy. What other direction are you moving in, considering your circumstances?
Yeah, and to your point, apparently the rumours are if they sack him and his team, the compensation they'd have to pay only leaves them with 3 million euros or something to then re-employ a coaching staff, which I don't know what coaching staff as an entirety you get for 3 million euros a year. Again, not verified by the club directly, but that's what's been said by those that are meant to be in the know. So it's a bit of a shambles all around.
So do you think he was asked to kind of step down gracefully rather than them having to?
No, I think he's someone of high standards. Apparently, he's quite headstrong. And to Isaac's point, you don't even need to be inside the club to know some of those things are not going to change kind of anytime soon. There's been a long-running thing with him and Deco as well, apparently. So he didn't want João Felix. That's a Deco player. Like, João Felix is a good player, but apparently he wanted him. That's a Deco player. That's a Deco signing. And yeah, you know Barcelona's big pressure. You hear them talk about it all the time. There's newspapers that are just football newspapers. There are newspapers that are just Barcelona newspapers. All of that. And I think he's had enough. I don't need this. I'm Xavi.
Yeah, and to be fair, they've been a mess since kind of Messi leaving. Like that whole debacle with Messi having to leave, they haven't really recovered from that. I know they won the league last year.
Yep.
I think that was more Ancelotti kind of figuring out his rebuild rather than Barcelona kind of blowing everyone away.
Yep.
And yeah, you've seen it like this season with the way that Real Madrid and Getafe are playing, just kind of levels above them.
Girona, you mean?
Sorry, yes, Girona, apologies.
Yeah.
I feel for him now. He's probably gone in there thinking it's my dream job, Barcelona, I'm a legend. That it's just turned into a nightmare, basically.
Painful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's obviously from the top. It's mistakes made at the top that's just basically filtered down and made his job a million times harder.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I don't know if I agree in the sense of it being his dream job. I think he's gone in there and, like I said, club legend, he's come back. You know, that it's like much like if it was Steven Gerrard coming back to Liverpool or if it was John Terry going to Chelsea. I don't necessarily think
Or
he's
even
the
like
dream
how
job.
people are saying Alonso should come to Liverpool now, right?
Yeah, I think he's just come back to a place where there's an affinity with the club and he's trying his best to... I mean, let's be honest. If it wasn't him, who else would have come in to Barcelona right at that point, knowing everything that's going on?
Fan favourite appointment, wasn't it?
Exactly. And I think it's someone who knows the situation. He knows the board. The board can reason with him on a level that they're not going to reason with a stranger manager. And they can ask him to come in and work with what they're dealing with and, you know, make the best of a bad situation. And I genuinely think he's tried to do so. But I think we're at a point, I personally feel we're at a point now where it's just too far now. And I think we're going to start to see Barcelona fall apart.
Are we looking at Everton type situation? You know, they've kept the plaster on for long enough. And now, like you say, there's only so long you can do that for, right? Lewandowski's old. Gundogan's on the older end. They got real issues. Pedri might be up for sale, etc., etc. So,
as soon as they get in, innit? Like, we know there's not many elite managers out there. Do they give someone young time to get the club back in shape? But Barcelona don't want that. Barcelona want success every year, whether it be La Liga or Champions League. So we don't know if that's going to work.
But do you try
in a bit of a...
Sorry, go on.
Like I say, I think they're in a bit of a rock and a hard place, isn't it? Like, who they're out there to get, and do you sacrifice your years of kind of tradition of challenging for everything and just having a rebuild? And yeah, I don't know what they're going to do.
So do they then try and leverage their brand? So if you're De Zerbi now, right? You in the good times, you probably needed one or two more jobs to land that job. If Barcelona call your phone today, are you going? Because it's in turmoil and all that stuff.
100%, you're going. You're going because that's why I don't think they'll fall off, because that name and managers etc. are still going to want to go there, no matter what. It's Barcelona at the end of the day.
I don't think you understand how bad this situation is.
No, that's why I said De Zerbi, someone who at this moment in his career, that job would be fantastic for him.
And do what, bro? The players that are at the club.
Yeah.
There's no one that they can't bring in any big names anymore unless it's a contract. The players' contracts expired, and they're willing to take a pay cut, a monumental pay cut. On top of that, they're barely surviving. If you go and actually read everything that's happening with that club, they're barely surviving. They've maxed out all these levers or whatever it was that they were doing. The contingencies, as long as we hit Champions League, we can pay this club. As long as we hit the knockout phase, we can pay off this. It's
over €1 billion in debt. They've mortgaged 25% of their future TV rights. The list goes
crazy,
on.
Man. I understand what you're saying about a kind of middle of the road manager who's looking for the next step, but I just think it's a chalice that has become poison. And I feel like anyone that takes that job that's trying to become the next level of elite manager, I don't think that's the job for them. Personally.
It's too big a gamble.
But I think whoever takes it has got a good predicament, because if you take the job and do well, you're like, right, well, I'm at Barcelona and I'm doing well. And if you don't do particularly well, you're like, well, Barcelona's in a mess, so I tried my best. So I think if De Zerbi went there and it didn't go that well, I don't think his kind of reputation would be scuppered too much. So I think it's kind of a win-win for whoever goes in next, to be honest.
What, a bit of a free hit?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because I can't see a world where someone like De Zerbi turns down Barcelona, no matter what the situation is.
I think the Barcelona brand isn't the brand that it used to be, personally. I mean, you've got teams like Real Madrid coming up. You got Real Madrid coming out saying we don't even look at them as rivals anymore. I know that's banter. I know that's just mind games. But when a team when a team is capable of coming out and saying that, it's a serious indictment on where you are as a club and the brand that you've built.
Yeah, they would have
never. It's like Man United. Sorry, go on, John. I
was going to say they would have never dared to say that before. So it can be banter, but there's banter you wouldn't even dare to make in the old days at certain times. So yeah, I understand that.
But I compare them to Man United. Like, everyone says Man United are not where they were on the pitch, but off the pitch they're still Man United, in it, making the money. Like the Deloitte list that came out last week. Barcelona, I'm sure they were still in the top 5 of that Deloitte list that came out last week. So you say they're not the brand they used to be. Doesn't matter, man. It's Barcelona. We know there's certain clubs.
They don't have the money. Man United can still pay you £300 a week. They can't do that.
But I'm saying right now, for next season, they need a new manager. The brand is still strong enough to get a manager who's going to come in and be like, I'm at Barcelona.
I don't think the thing is, the squad's still good enough as well. You've still got some really good players in that squad. That's the thing. It's not like it's got a dead squad
who need to be sold. They need to be sold. That's the problem. They need to be sold. So you can have a good squad now, but that squad might not be that squad come September. So
yeah,
let's see.
All right, cool. We'll move on to a hot topic now. I believe Turo is now here.
What's happening?
What's going on, mate? What's going on?
Good evening, sir.
What's going
on? Joined at a decent time. So, Marcus Rashford, the gift that keeps on giving, as I like to say.
For those of you,
that's my guy.
You know, unconditional love. That's you know. When Daz has you this corner, that's it. So, for those that don't know, Marcus Rashford, not reportedly, it's facts. Marcus Rashford was out enjoying himself in the Belfast nightlife, out to the early hours of the morning, and then reported in sick for training. The equivalent of, I mean, I've never done this. I'm a upstanding, you know. But
you just go to work drunk, yeah?
No, I just stay at home. On a school night, I'm in my house like a good boy watching TV. So as it is these days, people are out. People have sold their story to the newspapers. People have sold pictures. So it wasn't anything that could be disputed. He was left out of the game against Newport County, which was the FA Cup game. And Ten Hag very calmly said it will be dealt with internally and we'll move on. So I think there's two things here. One, what's going on with Rashford? And two, this seems very different to how one of Rashford's teammates was dealt with. And there's been accusations that there's some favoritism or different treatment here. So we'll come on to that. But are people blowing this out of proportion, or is it just another young, rich guy who's made an error of judgment at 26 years old?
Nah, this is a mess up, like big time, innit? Like, one, I didn't even know Belfast nightlife was that wavy for you to be taking PJs over there. Like, and two, like, so from what I've heard, he went over there to watch one of his ex-teammates play, and he was due to come back the same night, the PJ in it, like PJ there, PJ back. But apparently they started having a few drinks, and it just got, you know how it is, innit? You go out, you're like, oh yeah, I've got to be home by 10 o'clock comes, it's 3 a.m. now, kind of thing. It happens, innit? But if you know you got training on the Friday and you're there on the Thursday, like, lock off the night, innit? Like, I don't understand.
Sorry, Isaac's killing me. He's not impressed, boy.
Like, lock off the night, man.
Isaac, before we come to you, we're gonna need Daz's view. So
I'm listening. I personally don't have a hair. What's the saying? A horse in the race.
Dog in the fight.
I'm actually listening to Keith, and I'm intently, and yeah. So far, I agree with Keith. To be honest,
fair enough. Fair enough. It does good.
You know what? As much as he's my guy, I can't sit here and defend the indefendable. Like, he's literally gone to a different country the night before. He's had bare drinks. All right, if you're going to do that, everyone knows you've got to get up in the morning and you've got to fight your way to training. Everyone's done it. Everyone's been there. We've all been worse than where the alarm goes off and you're thinking, nah, not today. I don't want to do this. But you have to do it. Unfortunately, you have to get to training. You can't call in to training the next day. I'm sorry, you can't. Not as a professional footballer. You just can't.
No, what
do
I
that.
think it was, Daz. I think it's logistics, bro. I think I don't know. I reckon it's whatever time of the morning. There's no plane.
Yeah.
Getting back on time. I reckon if he's in Manchester, wakes up, he's going in. Unless he's super good. I think logistics play the part as well. It's 6, 7 a.m.
Yeah,
I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing logistics at all. You're on 350 bags a week. You'll find a way if you really want to find a way.
Nah, I don't know, man.
You will find a way.
Nah, bro.
You will find
might
a
not
way.
be a flight plan for him. Remember, they got to log the flight plan and all that, bro. So it might not be.
They got
no pilot.
They got a path.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. There are flights at 7 a.m. in the morning, 6, 7 a.m. in the morning. If you got an easy jet, do what you need to do.
No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, what time did he go to bed though?
That'd have been all over.
I'd rather that and be at training than what expired.
Nah, you wouldn't rather that one.
No.
You wouldn't rather that one.
No, man. Imagine you're your easy check, and Rashford coming sit next to you. You'll be like, what? What's going on here?
Can you imagine the stories?
Yeah.
Rashford in EasyJet economy. You know, someone's taking pictures,
videos, everything, man. Bare questions on flight. Yeah.
Like, if he was out just with his boys, like in a yard or something, fair enough. But he was out with meaty chicks, just being all flagrant, and it just made it even worse.
The chicks might have been the biggest crime with the whole thing, but yeah.
Biggest crimes.
You're saying that's why he got fined, yeah? Because they weren't levels.
The caliber of his company was
no quality control.
No, none whatsoever.
Doesn't make sense.
All right, but for me, the way he's moving like, you know, them players back in the day. You know them stories you used to hear about, like Maradona or Ronaldinho. They were out clubbing, but they'd turn up and do a madness. That's how he's moving. He's moving like, say, he's that caliber of player.
Without doing the madness.
Do a madness, but I'm gonna turn up and put the numbers on the board. And right now, that's not the case. He's not putting no numbers on any boards.
To be
So
fair, he
it
scored
just
tonight,
looks.
innit?
Yeah,
It
he scored a
doesn't matter.
stunner.
It
Scored a
doesn't
stunner
matter.
tonight. Still, yeah, he
It
did.
doesn't matter, bro.
The least he
That's one
could
goal
do.
in how many?
How many?
That's one
Yeah,
goal in how many?
That's his fourth goal of the season.
There
exactly.
you go.
February.
Mm.
It's February. It's February.
There you go.
So do we think that people are overreacting? Because I know sometimes the reaction is a function of the profile of the player, right? He's Marcus Rashford. He's not been playing that well. He had the training thing. Or actually, is it all pretty justified? And that is that same profile that's got you your big contract that you only signed the other day?
I don't think it's an overreaction because of exactly what you just said, the profile of the player. You're a team leader, local boy. You, rightly or wrongly, the money comes into it because you earn such a mammoth wage. All of these things go against you. So if it's Conor Bradley, just because he's so hot at the moment, no one's going to really bat. They're just going to, and he's really young, and they're just going to put it down to whatever, brush it under the carpet, keep it pushing. But when you're a top tier player, you've got to move like it. Unfortunately, it just that's just what comes with the atmosphere that you're in, right? You've just got to move like you're a player of that caliber. So I personally don't think it's overreaction.
Do you feel the reaction's the same if it's someone like Phil Foden?
Yeah, look what happened to him in England when he was out with
Jack
Yeah, that was
Grealish.
Mason with Mason. Yeah.
Jack Grealish.
Yeah. It would be. Yeah,
No.
Grealish.
No, I don't think so. Grealish was drunk driving and smashed up his car. We
I agree.
Did you not see the pictures of him when he was laid out on the floor in Spain?
There wasn't as much
before he got
commotion
big,
as what is.
though.
Yeah.
I feel like the uproar it calms down with them man quicker.
yes.
Yeah, I
No,
feel
of
like
course.
I feel like there's a certain narrative that it feeds into that the media want to portray him as. He's in the wrong, but they're gonna latch onto that and do it tenfold because it's Marcus Rashford. I do believe
But
there's a little
also-
bit of that play in the hand as well.
You've got to kind of like, even though I think he was in the right, you've got to go back to the whole birthday thing. Like, that's just one incident, and it's because it's Manchester United. If it wasn't at Manchester United, no one would really care that much, to be honest. I think it's just the whole factor of who the club is, who the profile of the club, the profile of the player, and it not being the first incident in it. I think it all kind of makes it a little bit more heightened.
Yeah.
And their current situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very the main thing.
Not playing well.
So what next for Rashford then? It's been dealt with internally. They move on. He started tonight. He scored. As usual, everyone is doing situational analysis on social media, and everyone's saying, "Well, hold on. Sancho didn't breach any club rules, right? As far as we know, right? All the punctuality stuff came out after, so he wasn't missing. We didn't hear about him out in the nightclub or anything like that. However, he ended up training with the kids, being banished from the first team facilities. Some people are saying, for what he did in terms of speaking out against the manager after the manager spoke out on him publicly, that he's been unfairly treated compared to Rashford. Rashford has got away with a lot more. Do you think they're even comparable?
It goes to reaction. Rashford would have went in there, apologised to the manager, showed respect to the manager, and be like, you know what, I made a mistake. It won't happen again. Sancho went in there and showed the manager not much respect.
Do you want to say why I disagree with that? Right. If Sancho's continuously late over a period of time, there's a pattern of disruptive behaviour. If he's missing team meetings, if he's late to training, if he's late to, match departure, and it's consistent, there's a totting up process.
But that's not what Ten Hag said the problem was, though.
What
No,
did he say was the problem? Because he said it was part of.
The problem, whatever he said was,
at the right standard.
that's just the one incident he spoke about. Though.
Okay, fair.
Other people have come out and just said about punctuality and all sorts of things, right? So I'm just going off of that, right? There's a totting up thing. If a player is consistently late and then on top of that he's not performing well, in training, and then staff are having words and people are making exceptions for him, you're going to reach the end of your rope at some point, and then the reaction or the consequences are going to come across a certain way, right? Ten Hag coming out in publicly, to me, appeared to be him reaching the end of his rope. Whereas with Rashford, it comes across like these are sporadic incidents, right? He might be performing well in training, but he's not performing well in the games. And then the off the field stuff comes across as sporadic. So there's more of a tolerance, right? So the difference in terms of how they're handled is going to be massive, because with this guy, with Sancho, this has been, and now I'm fed up with it. I'm reacting. Whereas with this guy, Rashford, it's here, there. All right, cool. Look, big man, come in my office. Let's have a word. What's going on? Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
So that's how I view it.
And he sent him to the mountains. He sent him to the mountains to train.
Exactly. T.
He gave him that time. And another thing which I heard someone say, when people were saying, "Oh, this isn't fair. Why did he treat Sancho like that?" and whatever. Rashford done a madness last season. The big difference to what Sancho's done since he's come to Man United. So, in the back of Ten Hag's mind, he's thinking, "Blood, well, Rashford's given me something. I can try and if I get that back, I got a serious player on my hands. He could get me right back into the Champions League spots or whatever, or title challenge." That's what he was probably thinking this season. Obviously, it hasn't happened, but whatever, cool. But he's given him more leeway because of what Rashford's given him.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying?
I look at it slightly differently. I think Ten Hag has learned from the Sancho situation. I think conversations have been happened internally. Like, I think it's a few things. I think everything you lot said is true, but I also think Ten Hag himself knows he can't afford to alienate another player. He can't. He's going before they do, 100%. He's already in a tricky situation. He's not winning games, and when those questions got asked to him the other day, it was a little bit different. He wasn't moving so ballsy, and that's what you should do. You should learn. You should learn from situations. Don't get me wrong, but I think he's taken the edge off that whole Sergeant Major thing because he can't afford. He just can't. He can't afford.
John, can I just ask you? Do you think the player knows that as well?
Yeah, I think Marcus Rashford knows. I've just signed a new 5-year deal.
Yeah.
Bro, he's leaving before me.
300 plus a week.
Yeah.
They can't, yeah. They're not going to sit me down. You're not going to sit me down.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. Getting fined 2 weeks' wages at that level is not a joke. Yeah. I'm not saying that Rashford is taking the mick in that way, but we unless Rashford turned up and told him to shut his mouth or something, we would never get in another Sancho situation. It was not happening. He can't afford to have another that situation. He had to deal with it differently, and he has. So yeah, I still think he's getting into the season anyway.
But does that mean the players now can do whatever they want then?
No, I don't think so. I think again, at these clubs, they'll be more convoys. People like Bruno Fernandes will have something to say. You saw him speak out about Garnacho's attitude and stuff in preseason last year. I think they're trying to do that whole hierarchy and senior players thing. And if you're not Rashford, if you're not Fernandes, yeah, if you sent Garnacho to the reserves, no one's going to say anything. He's still Garnacho. He's early in his career. Like Isaac said, if he's Bradley and he holds a couple of weeks in the reserves, no biggie. So I think unless you're one of the big players,
I feel like they are doing what they want anyway at that club, though.
Why you say that? What, in terms of the pitch?
Because if we look at their team, their actual squad, they should be top 4.
Why?
Are we saying that? No, when we're looking at their squad, just on paper, you don't think they should be top 4?
No.
Why not? Over who?
Challenging for top 4. They should be challenging.
I'm saying they should probably be top 4. They got top 4 last season. They probably should be top 4 this season.
I don't think. You name their first 11.
Who should be over them, just on paper?
So Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City.
Yeah.
I would say if we look
Tottenham.
at it player for player,
Who?
if you look at it player for
Wait,
player,
no,
Tottenham.
Isaac. What?
Tottenham,
Tottenham Hotspur, Spurs.
Allow it.
No way, no way. They should be challenging. They should be challenging with.
No, but remember,
Tottenham and-
Terrell, I said that Man United had a better squad than Brighton, and I was challenged by a couple people on this pod in it. So
Brighton.
yeah,
Yeah, but what on paper?
yeah.
but T, even
You
on
said
paper, even on
yeah.
paper,
Challenge that.
no, T, or even on paper, give me Man United's first 11, and then we'll do it. Give me their first 11.
Oh no.
All right.
Yeah, no. But who am I putting it? Who are we putting it
But
to?
yeah,
I'll tell you what. Every time you say a player, I'm gonna tell you the other team whose player is better than that in that position. So Onana, the Tottenham keeper's better than him. Go.
Who's their right
who's
back?
better than him?
Dallo.
Wan-Bissaka.
No, Wan-Bissaka.
Wan-Bissaka.
It's Dallo.
No, it's Wan-Bissaka, man. When they're fit, it's one.
Pick either of them.
When they're fit.
Well, Dallo or Wan-Bissaka.
Again, there's four teams with better right backs than them.
Who though?
Forget Man City, forget Arsenal, and forget Liverpool. What
Okay,
other
Kieran
teams are better?
Trippier.
Kieran
Porro.
Poro's better than Wan-Bissaka and Dallo put together.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, so that's two teams.
That's rude.
That's Newcastle and Man United. Okay, centre backs.
Centre backs: Martinez,
And Varane.
Van de Ven
Van
and
de Ven.
Christian Romero.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
No, Moreira's not.
Okay, Fabian Shaw, Botman.
Yeah,
Sven
I'm
Botman.
Botman.
I'm having
No,
Botman and Van de Ven
Shaw's
over-
not better than
But
him.
this is what I'm
Not
saying.
Shaw.
No. But this is what I'm saying. We're just gonna go on. Now we're gonna go on their
Yeah.
form. This is what we're thinking about now. Form.
Because that's the only as good as your last match.
So, if no one played,
Yeah.
and we heard those names,
Yes.
you're not saying Van de Ven and all them man there. You're not saying them.
I'm still saying it about Onana. I'm still saying it about Trippier. I'm still saying it about Poro. We're still saying it about them, man. Okay,
I would
Van de
say
Ven.
Trippier. We wouldn't say Poro.
I would have. I
Not on
Okay,
paper.
not at the start of the season.
Not
but
at the
as
start.
the
Yeah,
season's
you
gone
would've.
on.
From the start of
Yeah.
the season,
I would
this
have.
ball's been kicked on paper. Their team.
You would have killed me for it, but I would have still said it. I don't rate them, man. I don't rate them.
No, I don't rate them either. But you wouldn't have just easily said, "Oh yeah, Poro." You wouldn't have said that. You wouldn't have said Emerson Royale.
I wasn't gonna say him anyway.
So are you taking McTominay, a midfield pairing of McTominay and Ericsson
McTominay ain't playing.
over
He ain't starting.
But so who's their start? So Kobe Mino. Is that what you're telling me?
Casemiro, isn't it? It's Casemiro.
It's Casemiro and Mino, isn't it?
Casemiro.
Ericsson.
No, not Mino, because remember, he said on paper, so at the start of the
Ericsson.
season, Mino's not a
Casemiro
factor.
and Ericsson.
Ericsson.
Ericsson's finished.
Bruno,
Yeah.
Luke Shaw. Martinez. Varane. Rashford.
Hoyland.
Hoyland.
Not enough.
Anthony. Dead.
They should be in a better place than what they are. Essentially.
They shouldn't be shooting on top four. I don't think so.
I remember they got top four.
challenging.
Then they added a little bit. You would have thought, okay, cool.
Added badly.
They'll probably be in the top four. They'll be better than what they was last season. Or around about the same.
And now we're talking about a team that has already lost 9 league games.
Yeah, because they're dead now. If we don't look at them on paper, they're dead.
Yeah.
They are dead.
Well, look, I don't think he makes it, and it's going to be interesting to see how this whole Rashford thing pans out, because I think, to Daz's point, I think everyone knows the new owner's in. I think everyone knows. I won't be surprised if Sanchez running around Old Trafford next season.
Do you think he should stay,
Who?
Eric?
No, I would have got rid of him already.
Nah, he's not the guy.
I would have got rid of him already.
Everyone's
Who would you get? Who would you get in?
agreed on that.
That was not my job. I don't know.
So everyone's
If you get rid of him, you got to get someone in.
Okay, look, being serious, the way they've been moving the last few years, they wouldn't have pulled the trigger, because every time they've made a change, it's gone bad, player or manager. But if I'm Ineos coming in now, don't want to rock the boat, but I already know you're going. You're gone. You are gone. And even the fact that Liverpool are now going to change their manager, there could be a period of turbulence there. I want to be in prime position to try and take advantage of that, right? If I'm Ratcliffe and I've been watching this whole saga, remember this has been going on for a year and a bit. I'm watching this whole saga, how you dealt with Cristiano, all of that. Bro, you're gone. You're gone.
I'm looking at De Zerbi. I'm looking at Emery. I'm looking at
Emery. Emery. Oh, sorry. Yes,
I'm looking at even Xabi Alonso. I'm looking at
Blockbuster. You're not doing Blockbuster. You're next level manager.
Blockbuster.
But don't you think the Blockbuster managers are a little bit past it now? Like,
what is Blockbuster though? What is Blockbuster?
Yeah, that's fair.
The thing though, as well though, do you want to be going looking for a manager when Liverpool and Barcelona are looking for a manager as well? You might end up with your third pick. You might end up with your third, fourth, fifth pick.
You got to go out there and
why are you going to do that? You could end up with someone worse than Eric.
No, but that's who you are.
You back your club, ain't that heritage, football heritage, and that.
But
you're telling me if a certain club comes in and it's a better club for you, Man United are calling and Man United offering 30-40% more, and you might be that guy, bro. We've seen how many times money talks. We've seen people make
owners, new owners.
Do you think anyone turns down Barcelona or Liverpool to go Man United now to manage?
I think people turn down Barcelona to go to Man United, but you don't turn down Liverpool. I don't think.
Huh?
I don't think people will turn down Liverpool now to go to Man United. I think you go to Liverpool.
Why?
More stability. The squad's in better shape.
A manager.
Yeah.
Why?
So you think managers?
What are Man United? No, they're not. Get out of here. What are Man United offering? What are Man United offering better than Liverpool right now?
Money. That's it. Nothing else but money. That's it. Just money.
Get out of it.
You can bring back Man United. Liverpool is end of era. It's over.
That's what you hope. That's more hope than confidence.
They're hoping and praying.
He didn't say that.
No, but he's gone anyway.
Wait, just on that point, though. Just on that point.
He was going anyway.
Just on that point, Van Dijk leaving is actually really not entirely a bad thing.
Exactly.
It's not entirely a bad thing.
Salah's going.
Who?
Salah.
He should have been going anyway.
Right, have you seen how we performed without him? Let him go.
Okay.
Oh, slow down. Slow.
All right. I want him to be back for Sunday.
How many games did you feel whilst he was gone? 4 games? 5 games? Yeah. All right.
Leave them. It's all right.
Nah, don't
all I'm saying to you is this. Much like Thierry Henry leaving Arsenal, much like Zaha leaving Palace, much like
wow, you can't go from Henry.
No. But the point I'm making is the fact that much like when a talisman player leaves, it allows for the other players to step up and do their thing. Harry Kane leaving.
I like Harry Kane. Harry Kane's a better.
Therefore, Son, Madders, Richarlison have had to step up. Kulusevski, etc. It's the same thing. The baton passes to Eze and Elise. Zaha's gone. The baton passes from Henry to.
Let it. But if you take into
3 goals, 3
consideration,
assists.
No, he's doing his thing, innit? I love it.
Like the last big player to leave, kind of take Gerrard out of the equation. When Suarez left, we were in a bad shape in it. I think if Salah did leave at the end of the season, the club and squad is in a much better position to kick on without a player of that caliber. Just with the players that we got in and shown over the last kind of 6 weeks that we've got. So I think we're in a good position. I don't want any of them to leave. If they did, we're in a good position.
No, but you're at the natural anyway. VVD is 35, 34 next year. 30, you're at the natural position. He needs to be phased out. Again, Salah, I said it at the time, you shouldn't have given him that big contract anyway, but you have. He's due another year and a half, and then it's Saudi. It's all natural.
We're good, man.
I'm worried. No, I'm not happy about it. I'm worried that you're not going to crumble as badly as you need to.
Yeah, the egg of the squad is young, man. We're nice.
No, I need this to be Man United style refresh cycle. That's what I need. That's
Nah,
what we
but
need
remember,
out.
Fergie left them with an aging team. Fergie
Yeah.
squeezed every drop out of them man them. Like
Yeah.
they were, I swear they were taking injections and all sorts to get through. Like Ferdinand was 30 plus,
yeah.
Evra was 30 plus. All of them man were old.
And then he
All
tricked
of
players
them.
to come and then left.
Do
Look
you
at
know
Van
what?
Persie.
Yeah.
Bounced.
Do you know what I'm
Left
Van
them with
Persie
David Moyes.
was a noise, bro.
I look at like a Van Dijk, yeah, and I think, yeah, he's old, but the way he plays the game, he can still cruise through for a few seasons more and still be probably
Prem.
the defender.
In the
Yeah,
Prem.
the way he plays, I think he
If
can.
I'm Van Dijk, there's one more big payday out there for me. I'm going
yeah.
after that.
Of course,
Mhm.
I'm
and
going
then I
Always
after
think
that.
done.
like a Salah,
What at
and
Liverpool?
he gives
No,
me
not at
Ronaldo
Liverpool.
vibe.
Elsewhere.
Away
Oh.
from them, yeah.
He gives
Yeah,
me
Oh,
away
I
from
thought you meant
Liverpool.
like an increase.
Ronaldo
No.
vibe, where he
But
will just finish.
I could see Van Dijk at Barcelona.
You're bluffing, man.
Mm,
What are you
nah,
doing?
Wow,
I'm
but that's
too
the
old,
kind of,
innit?
no, Isaac. Those are the kind of things they're doing now. To your
Yeah.
point earlier, they're not. That's the kind of things they're doing.
Barcelona
That'd
can't
be-
afford to pay him.
They'll find a way. They'll mortgage something
Yeah,
for
where there's a way, yeah,
If
there's a
they
will, there's a way.
they wouldn't
Mortgage.
be in the situation they're in now.
Yeah, I
Don't
mean,
be surprised.
I think the way the league's going, it depends on the manager who comes in, but you don't want 34. It'll be like Gary Neville again. You don't want 34, 35-year-old Van Dijk facing up against the new fast striker. We don't want him in a foot race with Højlund or something. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to one of
The way he's come back, I can't. I think he's done very, very well to be keeping up with the pace. Come back to the levels that he has. He's done very, very well. And I look at Salah as another one of those players like a Ronaldo that can get you still 20, 25 goals a season at older age. He's just going to finish everything.
But it's whether they want to stay. To Isaac's point.
No, of course. I'm looking at them like that. You lot will say it's not a big loss. It won't be a big loss. We'll see in it, but
I think it will be a big loss, but it won't be as bad as we've seen in the past, where other teams didn't prepare.
So the biggest
I'd
loss
be surprised if anyone left this summer. I think we're gonna get whoever comes in will have those guys next season at least, and then we'll
Put
see.
it this way: they said we'd suffer without Owen. Torres came in. They said we'd suffer when Torres left. Suarez came in. We will find a way.
There's a joke there, but I'm gonna leave it. So.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, I
I'm
would
saying
what you mean.
Anyway, you got new Blackburn, and we were talking about earlier. They were talking about Klopp. That I said Klopp's got the same number of Premier Leagues as Kenny Dalglish, but it's not.
But I'm not. You're lucky I weren't there. Anyway,
so rumble in the Black Country, with incredible scenes. FA Cup game last week. Was it West Brom versus Wolves? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
And for a moment, obviously, people are going to watch this and say, "Yeah, you Southerner," but because of the names of the teams, I forgot their proximity to each other. I forgot that whole Midlands thing.
it was at West Brom, no?
Yeah.
That's a proper derby, innit? Like they're very close, innit? Like
they moved the time. I bet apparently the police moved the scheduling. All that tried to.
Bro, they kicked off at 11:45. Do you know how mad that is?
No, it doesn't matter what time people are drinking. They moved it.
Yeah, they said pubs opened at 7:00.
Started from the day before, bro.
Yes, due to fighting in the crowds, it was so excessive they had to pause the game and take players off the pitch. Like, listen, I'm not a young man. Yeah, I'm old. I don't think I've ever seen that. But I've heard stories about that in the hooligan days. I've never seen that as long as I've been watching football.
Hey, you see when that second goal went in, yeah, man were getting punched up in the. I see man them getting moved all around the stands, getting thumps from everyone.
Passed about.
Go get it. You've gone to the game, and this is why I think when you hear those things where they're organising it before, they're not even worried about the game. It's just a meeting point to have a big punch up. And this is what these lot have done in there. Now, the bad side to this is, obviously, you had families in the crowd, etc. There was a player, I forget his name, West
Yeah,
Brom
he had
player.
family in that side, didn't it?
He
Yeah.
had family, his daughters are in there. He told the manager, listen, you need to sub me off. I'm going to get my kids. So that's the flip side to it. I guess it kind of, well, I don't know how much you guys want to say on the internet. It's foolishness. I've said it before. Some people love the game too much, or I don't love it enough. I'm not going football to at 11:45 to be having punch ups with anybody.
I mean, it's a subculture of the sport that has unfortunately not died away yet, right?
Yeah.
It's a part of the sport where we all know it's unsavory, and it just comes. There are some fans who claim to be football fans when in actuality they're just looking for a terror.
Yeah.
And
Do you not think it's forced though? Like, if you kind of look at the progression of football, like the whole hooliganism thing has kind of calmed down now. But I think anyone involved in that is trying to hold on to something that's not there. Like it's not. Yeah, it's not part. Like, I think anyone involved in that is associated with someone who has been part of it when they were younger, and that person's older now. So, like, kids now, like my son wouldn't look at football and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go have a scrap with the opposition team," like, because at the end of the day, it's nonsense. Because those players on the pitch, they don't care what you're doing. Like, if you turn up and say, "Oh yeah, I just beat up a Wolves fan for you," go on. They'll be like, "Are you alright, bruv?" Like, what are you doing?
The old days where the guy will be in the pub with you after the game and he'd be patting you on the back, like, yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's going home to his mansion with his kids. He don't care.
Yeah.
He's getting paid, and he could leave anytime soon. Like, yeah.
A little bit of pushback here. I'm not gonna lie. When I saw what was going on, I wasn't really like surprised, because, and I kind of understood it, because there was the fans were in like the wrong section, isn't it?
That's what caused all the problem. The Wolves
fans
tickets in the West Ham,
and they were celebrating. They was actually openly celebrating. Like, it's not like one of us going somewhere and we're in that home end and we're watching and our team scores and we know we're not going to really celebrate because it's long. I haven't got time to be fighting 57-year-old men and that instead. But yeah, so I saw that and I was like, well, we kind of know what's going to happen. It's not really, to me, I wouldn't put that down as mad hooliganism.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking like, that probably happens at every single sporting event where there's two rival fans. If you have a little mix, there might
all the time in American football.
Yeah, something like that might happen.
But Terrell, you're an Arsenal fan, yeah? Let's say Arsenal are playing Liverpool on Sunday. There's a Liverpool fan in the Arsenal end. We score, and he just goes, "Yeah." Would you? Why is your first reaction to punch him up instead of just being like,
I remember
Stewart, get him out,
bro? I remember. Yeah, I was at Arsenal Man United game. It was in the there was some Man United fans watching the game in our end, but you could see his top underneath his hoodie or whatever. And one guy next to me tapped me and said, "Look, he's a Man United fan." You know, I just looked at him and said, like,
"You don't care, innit?" But your first reaction shouldn't be to punch a man up.
I don't
different.
But you gotta understand, it's the tribalism. It's emotions. It's the emotions.
I don't care, man.
Fans are in the crowd. No, to you and I, that's how we think, and John does and T. But to the average football fan who's in a crowd, who's had a few bevies, the atmosphere is pumping. Their team's just conceded, and a man's like, yeah, look at me in the crowd, in his face. Come on, man.
No, Isaac.
Certain man's blood is boiling, you know. Isaac. I'm not justifying it, by the way.
No, I know
saying.
that. But I'm going to say one thing. The only thing I do not and will never understand about this hooliganism business is that they're way too old for it. Like, you're too old for it. I don't mind if it's the younger generation, like, if it's the younger people. Just like, I know this is a bit off topic and that, but like, sorry, how they like to say the gang culture and stuff like that. But at least we know they're young, they're dumb, they're young and dumb, and they need something to do. They've got too much energy in it. They have the nerve to talk about gang stuff or whatever they see on the streets, because they do exactly the same thing at football, and they have families to go home to, and they're 50 and they're grandparents, and they go and do that in stands every single weekend. That's a sickness. That is mental.
Bro,
Yeah.
it's not serious. And I don't know, Keith, Isaac, if you've been to any like Merseyside derbies, but every time I go to a North London derby, I'm always surprised. Like I'll be on the train. I've been to games at Spurs and I've been to games at Emirates, and I'm always surprised. And the guy will be with his son, his young kid, 6 or 7, and he's just saying a madness.
Effing and blinded.
And I'm just like, what are you doing? Like seriously, what are you doing? Spurs.
I've been in the
train.
That's what it is. It's the rivalry, and I think that's why, because it's West Brom versus Wolves. That's what it was. Like Arsenal Tottenham, it's the only game of the season I'll see a fight every single year. It's the only game of the season. I can go to every single game, no problem. That game there'll be a fight. But what it is, but I blame the fans. I blame the fans that were in the wrong end. You shouldn't be there. You caused the problem. You caused the problem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
And if you
the people that bang them up, all right, they're in the wrong, but you started the problem. And what it is, I've been to stadiums where I've been in the wrong end, but you stay silent.
Bro, I'm like this.
But the thing is,
I was in Goodison
Park.
Park. I was at Goodison Park in my Liverpool top in the home section. Every time we scored, that's it. That's what you're getting. Yes.
The problem was there were so many of them. They thought they got a bit of chest. If it's just you by yourself, you're like, oh no, it's saying nothing. But if you look around and there's another 50 of your fans as well, not far from you, you're thinking, oh, we're all right. We're all right.
Yeah, but you need all 50 to be back in it, and it looked like they weren't. So,
Well, actually, to that point, what do you think is the biggest football rivalry and why?
I personally
what do you mean, in
feel
the world?
Like that you know of, yeah. What is the biggest derby? Because some derbies,
South America, go South America.
I was gonna say because some of these derbies they're meaty, they're whatever. Yeah,
I think okay. Sam, we all know the Boca River Plate rivalries are nuts. We've heard the story, we've seen it. Let's remove that. I would say for my top 3 rivalries, the Old Firm, Old Firm rivalry.
That's my number one.
I've been to that.
You've been to it?
Have you been? Oh wow.
The Old Firm rivalry.
I went with our friend in the group,
Brendan, yeah.
But it's kind of dead now, though, isn't it?
I'd say
the games are not as good, but the atmosphere is still peak, bro.
Yeah, but you have to take into I think you kind of have to take into consideration the game itself as well.
See,
I think you kind of have to, right?
You know when Rangers have been relegated and stuff, so it was even more spicy for those fans because it was a cup game. And because they weren't in the same division anymore, they didn't really get to play them in the league. Yeah. That day, heads from before the stadium. I'd say the Old Firm rivalry. Yep. I'd say
Fenerbahce Galatasaray.
That's
crazy.
That's definitely second on my list.
I that one.
And then third, just because I'm a Scouser, a Merseyside derby. People will probably say it's not. I don't think it's as spicy as it used to be. I don't think it's as spicy. But those are them games there, guaranteed red card. There was a time there was a guaranteed red card in the games.
He renewed his Liverpool license. He renewed his Liverpool mayorship every year in that game. 2 foot
guaranteed
on someone.
Guaranteed.
Then he was the guy again for another year. Yeah.
And that game, but a lot of people will say I wouldn't. If you turn around and said, "No, the North London derby," fair enough, I hear it. The Merseyside derby hasn't been.
I'd say we give the best games. I say we give the best games. The North London derby has some of the best games.
Yeah, it's quite consistent over the years. At least one of the games a season is like a proper game, innit?
Yeah.
But when I think about biggest rivalry, I think I'm looking at how Isaac and Keith described it. It's everything, not just the game. It's like in the streets when they talk to each other. And I agree. I think that Fenerbahce Galatasaray, I will never forget Souness. Doing Souness thing. I'm putting that flag in the middle of the pitch.
Why would you do that?
Then he wants to talk about players.
I'm surprised he got out that stadium alive.
He's a madman, you know. There's probably a couple of men that did front up to him and he said, "Yeah, come on in." Do you know what I mean? Souness is about it. But that's when I saw all the flares and that. I was thinking about Germany, but they
more friendly, innit?
Yeah.
It's like rival, but like it's quite
very, very organized. So I think I'll go for Galatasaray. I would say El Clasico, but in the old days.
Yeah, it's lost the spark.
On the grounds and that.
Yeah.
You used to stop your day for El Clasico.
Yeah, and then I would probably go with, it's not really a derby, but I'm not gonna lie, some of the Man United Liverpool games, spicy, spicy.
Yeah,
To the point where Alex Ferguson saying you can't even leave here and go and play for them. No disrespect to Liverpool, they want a league for them. He said,
wait. What was bigger? The Arsenal Man United matches back in the day, or the Arsenal or the Man United Liverpool matches?
I think the Arsenal Man United ones.
They were serious.
Just at that time, yeah. Like the
I
same
think
way
the Man United Liverpool matches were bigger.
I think they had that rivalry, but because, and I'm not dissing you lot, because you lot weren't really in the title race and stuff like that and going head to head with them, it took it away a little bit. When we was going up against Man United, those games were serious.
Yeah. It was a bit bad.
Do you know what? The reason why I feel like the Man United Liverpool games were big, I think a lot of that was on Fergie. Because he wanted to, remember when he came in, it was the whole thing of about knocking Liverpool off their perch, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like...
So before Fergie, this Man United Liverpool thing wasn't a thing?
It was,
but not as intense.
Yeah,
not as intense.
Liverpool was clear, innit? Liverpool were clear.
Liverpool
he went to catch them on titles, didn't he? That's what the whole thing. He was like, when he come in, they were like 6 or 7 behind Liverpool. Like he went to catch them on titles.
It's like a United City kind of vibes.
Yeah. So I think to T's point, I agree. We weren't challenging for titles, so it wasn't as intense as United Arsenal.
Game, though.
But I think it was made big because of what Fergie said and the aim to make United the bigger team.
Like stopping Heinz and going over, and then even when Incy went there later, even though he went into first, he went there. He's got something to say about that and all that stuff. Yeah. Fair.
I'm surprised nobody's mentioned any Italian derbies though. They're pretty spicy.
I was gonna say
a Roma, Torino, even Roma, Lazio.
I don't see it though, man.
Hey, the Rome derby,
the Milan derby was good, but outside of that, it's just like
I don't see it.
Derby now is just bare aggro, whereas
Rome and Lazio.
Lazio.
Yeah. I speak to my uncle. I've spoken to my uncle about that. He's a Roma fan and Roman native.
That's crazy.
I've heard they were some. But
it's always
mad
better
games.
when it's spicy and the teams are good. So that's why those old AC Milan Inter, they were amazing because both teams were top teams. There's one I saw a video of, and it was them days where Ronaldinho was there, Maldini, Kaká, Beckham, etc. Then on the other side, who was at Inter? I can't remember. I just remember
Ibrahimovic.
Yeah.
Zanetti.
Roberto Carlos back in the day.
Adriano. That team was stacked.
So yeah. No, and I do want to try and go and see. One of the bucket list thing for me is to see as many derbies as possible. That's how I ended up going to the Old Firm. Do want to get around to. There's a few I'm going to skip. So I went to Argentina, but I didn't go to a game. I got advised not to do. Luckily, it was out of season, but I went to the stadium, and the funny thing is, the stadium is so small. It looks big on TV, but that Boca Juniors stadium is tiny. So I don't even. There's not even any seats, but it's standing as well. No, not involved. No, not involved. So yeah. Oh, that's interesting. All right, let's have a quick look back at. We've had a round of Premier League games, of which most of them are finishing now. We've got Man United leading 2-0 with Wolves. But if we start with the big shock of the round, Luton Town 4, Brighton 0. We're going to hand over to our Luton Town correspondent, Isaac. What are your thoughts on this game? Because obviously you've been championing Luton since the beginning of the season. So
I mean, let's be honest. Quiet is kept. Brighton have gone 3 wins in how many games now?
16.
I think it's over. 3 wins in 16. Luton were credit where credit is due. Luton were hungry. well drilled. Rob Edwards has it seems like they're finally starting to click, and the Luton that was balling in the Championship has turned up. Albeit the talent gap is still there. Yeah, there's not much I can say. It's not going to save them. They're still getting relegated.
So
I still
Boy,
I think
Everton
so.
need to pick
they're
up.
not that far, you know. They're
Yeah,
not far
like
from it.
they're out of the relegation zone.
Isaac,
So-
they're 1 point ahead of Everton with a game in hand, and
Okay.
they're 17th, and Everton are 18th.
Okay,
He's still confident.
Mm.
I'm
And they got a
standing
game
on
in
that
hand.
hill.
They got a game in hand on Forest. And
Yeah.
I'm
Forest
standing on that hill. I still think they're going to go down. I believe they're going to go down. I think all three promoted teams are going to go right back down.
All right, cool. Look, I didn't see much of the game. I caught the highlights. It just looked like Brighton made a lot of mistakes. A lot of the things we normally associate with them, the crisp passing, etc., wasn't happening. People getting caught in possession, passes were going astray. And then Ross Barkley, he's going about
Balling out.
very quietly, but he's been balling out. He was involved in every goal. It's almost like age has forced him to do the things he was supposed to be doing before. So he's releasing the ball earlier. He's playing the pass where he sees it. There's no step over, cut back. There's none of that. And he's proven to be a vital player for Luton. And I'm not going to lie. It's not like I've been watching him, but, when you're trying to do your fantasy football team and you're looking at stats, people start to creep out. And Ross Barkley is someone that's quietly been becoming very influential for that team. So interesting redemption arc. If they stay up, that's going to be a thing. The Ross Barkley kind of influence on that team is going to be a thing. Going to be a thing.
Yeah.
And I think Adebayor of Luton has got the same, if not more, goals than Jesus this season. But we'll talk about that in a bit. Liverpool 4, Chelsea 1.
As expected.
Well. So
Agent Chaos.
Our friend, the Merseyside Chaos, Darwin Núñez, he breaks an unwelcome record of being first player to hit the woodwork 4 times in a Premier League game. Nevertheless, the goals have been spread around. Diogo Jota, Conor Bradley, Slobozai, and Luis Diaz all contribute. Chelsea take another beating, and Nkunku scores for them. Paul
Good goal
Martin,
by
are they
Nkunku.
favourites for the title now? Are they favourites for the title?
I wouldn't say we're favourites, but
Yeah,
we're in the mix, innit?
Hold on, Terrell, do you remember?
No,
When-
leave them.
Do you remember this time last season? If you wouldn't say Arsenal were favourites, you didn't believe. You weren't. You
Big
didn't.
Well, because you were
You
top for
think
like
you're slick,
you were
innit?
top for like
You
6
think
months.
you're
No,
slick.
but
How
it doesn't
can you
matter.
be
We're
top?
talking
Of
about
course-
Liverpool now. We're talking about this stage of the season. Are you favourites? And you're saying no.
It's February the 1st.
No, we're not.
All right, cool.
Nah,
So
you should be.
you're-
You should
you're
be.
title- You don't believe your title
What?
challenge?
No, I said we're in the title challenge. I didn't say we're.
I'm
like,
saying
there's a
we're
difference between being
favourites.
favourites and being in a title challenge.
Yes,
I said
Isaac. Yeah, your favourites. Your
Well
favourites.
done.
Cool.
Especially with that Klopp news as well. I think that's even made you more favourites.
I'm standing on the hill.
Definitely.
Bunny, we're favourites.
Hey,
Too bad your supporters ain't there with you. They're not standing with you, bro.
I
so
said we're in the mix, man. That's
So
it. That's
you
enough.
must do it from here. You must do it.
Yeah.
What? So 2 points? You're saying being 2
Arsenal,
points clear, we
Burnley,
must do it.
Brentford. 9 points. Easy.
easy 9 points. Yeah?
Easy.
I knew he was going to do this. Okay, interesting. Look, did anyone see this game again? Once I saw highlights. Looked like another strong performance. Conor Bradley again putting in a
I think we found the solution to the Trent problem.
It's like a good player.
Yeah.
He was player of the season for Bolton last season.
Good player.
What is he, 18?
So
20.
Oh,
20.
20.
But he just looks composed, man. Like his first game was against Arsenal in the cup, and we all know kind of how well he done when he came on there.
Mm.
Started every game since then. I think it's 5 assists he's got in those games since then. So with 1 goal, doesn't look out of place. And I think you got to look at Joe Gomez playing left back. He's been playing an inverted left back again, doing very well.
He's done well.
Yeah, I
what's
think
left of his contract?
Does Robbo walk back into the squad?
Yes, unfortunately.
he shouldn't. I think he will, but he shouldn't just because of how well Joe's been playing.
Is he paying for a contract, Gomez? Is he like?
Yeah, I think he is. To be fair,
Has he got another year?
He's got another
He
year.
doesn't run out this summer. He's got another year, but
so
I
he's
think he'll get one.
one. Yeah, fine.
I don't think Robbo goes straight back into the team. You know, I don't think he does.
Yeah, he shouldn't do.
No, I don't think he does.
It'll be interesting to see. I mean, he's got that respect, and he's a natural left for balance for the team, and all that good stuff. But yeah, Gomez has been playing well.
But yeah, we set our stall out, man. It's good.
Yeah,
Let's
I
see
saw
what happens weekend.
You know things are going well for you. The ball bounced away, then bounced back to him, and then bounced in.
Yeah, it's very Suarez-esque, isn't it?
When you're on form, and it's all rolling in. So did Nunes get any assists this game?
Yeah, he assisted Diaz.
Okay, so he's done his normal thing, but
yeah, he leaves with something, man. It's either a goal or assist. He leaves with something in it. So all good, man.
This is a prime game. Like him and Jesus have got the same DNA traits. Definitely got some.
Okay, but DNA on traits. Diaz,
who?
Nunes and Jesus, man. Some of these chances, bro. Some of these chances.
You got to remember, Diaz doesn't always play straight down the middle, innit?
Nunes,
so I think, Nunes. So I think you can give him some leeway in it, and he doing it like if Bradley didn't score yesterday, Nunes was man of the match, without him scoring. So you know what I mean. You can't really knock it right now. Like I said, if it comes to a point where it becomes detrimental to the team, fair enough, but it's not. So let's crack on.
Jesus plays everywhere.
Yeah, but he gets
absolutely everything. He's right back.
5 goals a season.
All right. Well, Liverpool march on. A favourites performance, as they would say. Arsenal played a dominant sort of 2-1 win over Nottingham Forest, but Arsenal being Arsenal couldn't take it home comfortably. Pastor, when he came back and marked his return with a goal. I watched this game with lots of possession. Nottingham Forest, I mean, in front of a low block. If that block was any lower, they would have been sitting in the front row of their home fans, mate.
Can I just ask? Is Saliba really the Rolls Royce that you lot make him out to be?
Oh, what? Because he had one.
Why you even just
easy nibble there. Easy nibble.
Doing good.
What I would say though,
just asking a question.
The Zinchenko and Ben White thing. Do you think Ben White was right to call him out?
Why not, though?
What? Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Go on, Dad.
He was calling him out for the goal. Or was he calling out for performances?
I think it was a goal.
A bit of both, innit?
No, it was right at the end. It was Saliba's fault, the goal, not Zinchenko.
Sorry,
he wasn't in line. No, he wasn't in line for the. No, but Zinchenko wasn't in line.
Wait, Keith. Whose fault was it?
Saliba. I've said it 3 times now. I'm not ashamed to call it out. When someone makes a mistake, I'll call it out.
No, Dad, Zinchenko wasn't in line, and they highlighted it with the same thing that happened against Liverpool at Anfield, where all three defenders are in line, apart from Zinchenko playing too deep. So he's switching off. Call him out.
Yeah, look,
Saliba was more at fault. He was more at fault. It's football, isn't it? It's football, isn't it? If he'd done it before, and Ben White thinks, okay, that's the second time we've done it, then yeah, maybe. But I think maybe not on the pitch at the final whistle. Maybe when you get into the dressing room. I think that's what the manager was saying to him. I think the manager was saying, you know what, chill here in front of all the cameras and everything. When we get back in the change room, we can have the conversation.
But that's what you want to see. You want to get in a bit.
I wish a few more players would get pushed about. Yeah, someone needs to grab Jesus by the neck with all these chances, bruv.
But this is what I'm saying. You compared him to Nunes, and I don't like that comparison because Nunes is all over the place. Jesus, at least like when you see Jesus, the finishing ain't there, but the brother does things that you think he's a bloody he's just a magician until the finish. Nunes he's just chaos everywhere.
You're not watching Nunes.
I see what T's saying. in terms of like as a player, as a footballer, you can't compare the two. But their outputs are very similar, and I think the end is very similar. But how they get in there is completely different.
And I agree with that. I agree with that totally. But one was bought to be a superstar goal scorer. So
neither of them are doing it. So
no, but one was really bought to be a superstar goal scorer.
Well, look, we got the win, bit of momentum. Saka back on the score sheet. So yeah, look, I think Arsenal have not playing a bit of catch up, but if we look at the table, 46 points level with Man City, but Man City have got a game in hand. Liverpool still top, 5 points ahead on 22 after playing 22 games. So I think for Arsenal is just keep the momentum going, and you got to take your points where you can, because now Liverpool on Sunday,
we're gonna batter them.
I think we're getting 3 points. It's a 3 point. It's a 3 point
What's the
game.
difference between Sunday and the FA Cup game?
Huh?
What's the difference between Sunday and the FA Cup game?
The FA Cup game happened. That's the difference. So
you think because of how we played in that game?
No, I think there's.
What score are you going for?
I think we're going to win 1-0.
1-0. The way Arsenal are playing right now, even with our defence, no one's leaving there.
2-0.
You see when you clip this,
I'm saying 3-1.
I want you to clip this and let it out right at the full time. That's what I want.
But I don't understand why. But I'm just trying to understand why you're so confident. I can say why Liverpool are confident because of how we've been playing.
You lot done a smash and grab job at
with a weak team, yeah.
With a weak team, yeah. Smash and grab in the FA Cup. You done your thing, well done. But we battered you. We should have really just beaten you clean. We should have been clear gone. Yeah. It's going to happen again. Exactly the same sort of performance again. We're going to batter you again. This time we're going to get the goals. That's it.
All right, cool.
My view is be any batterings. I don't think we're battering. I've actually got it down for. I think that's down for a draw. What I will say though is Arsenal's title race is sort of title challenge is hanging by a thread. In my view, I think if Liverpool win on Sunday, that's the end of Arsenal's title ambition. That's title gone.
So if
I think to win the league, I think Arsenal have to win that game on Sunday.
What would that be? 5 points?
No, it'd be 8 points. 8 points. You ain't seen Liverpool again.
Yeah.
If you lose on Sunday, you ain't seen Liverpool again this season. But I don't actually think Arsenal will win the league anyway. No matter what happens on Sunday, whether they win, lose, or draw. But I think it'll be officially over if they lose on Sunday.
I think for Arsenal, it's don't lose, innit?
Yeah. I think
I think they got to win. I don't think the draw is good enough. If you want to go for a title, I don't think the draw is good enough. To Liverpool, when you're 5 points behind.
So I think if you look at it two different ways, I think if you're thinking about the title, just looking at the table, Keith's right. Don't lose. But I just think for momentum, for belief, if we don't win, I don't know if mentality-wise, that's just a big knock for those players. But if we draw, it's not terminal yet. But yeah, we win, it changes things right. We win, it's a 2 point difference.
Game on.
And then it's a different thing. And I think 16 games to go. There's a couple of lefts and rights to go. A couple of other teams are going to have a couple of things to say, but we have to win. And I think we're going to win on Sunday. I
think this is the time where Liverpool and Man City really start to do that. We're not dropping points thing. I think they start to kick into gear till we ain't dropping no more points.
Anyway, Isaac, you see, end of this season, yeah. We're gonna have an Arteta conversation, and it's either gonna be I was seriously wrong, or we're gonna have to have a convo about this brother. That's what I'm gonna say.
Why? What's
Arsenal need to let him go. You know that. You know how you're talking about Moyes, West Ham moving Moyes on because it's time to bring in someone better. That's where Arsenal are right now. They need
We'll have the convo,
bring in someone who is going to take you to the next level.
No.
Why though? I don't understand because everyone said Everyone
He's
says.
been here.
Everyone
He's
says
been here. Okay, you asked why. He's been here over 3 years, right? He spent how much money on assembling his own squad, and the best he can muster is second in the league.
that's
Wait,
rubbish.
how long did it take Klopp to win the league?
That's rubbish, man.
How long did it take Klopp to win the league, bruv? His
Yeah.
first 6 months, he went to a Europa League final with a dead squad that weren't his.
That's
And
all
You
then
we
you
asked
have
about.
you
one.
haven't answered my
Hold on,
question.
hold on.
Here, are we
Yeah,
talking
answer the question.
one or finals?
Hold on.
So we're talking about
Hold on.
finals or one?
Hold on. Took us to a dead Europa League final with a dead squad. Come back the next season, got us into the Champions League, right? And then we challenged, and we've challenged for the league ever since then.
So how long
And
did
why-
it take him to win it?
Done. Challenge for the league ever since then.
Look, my view, we'll have to conversation now. I think a couple of things have to come together, and I don't think they're going to come together at Arsenal. I'll be honest. I don't think they are.
What?
So I think he probably needs a little bit more. At his level of experience, I think he needs a little bit more to get it over the line against a Man City or against a Liverpool. And I'm not sure we can either give him that in the time that his experience can use it. Does that make sense? Whereas if he went somewhere else, that would give him is either a different league. I was going to say easier league, but it kind of if you go to Spain or Italy, and it's a different challenge, and they're maybe going to give him the best players in that league. He might be able to get there quicker than he can here. Does that make sense?
So you're saying, so basically what you're saying is Arteta needs the best players to win things.
Yeah, so I think the kind of money you have to spend now to put yourself on a par with Man City, coupled with Arteta's experience, I don't think we're going to spend that money. I don't think we're going to spend that
So
money.
we're not going to spend the money. Do you think there's a manager out there that, let's go back to the start of the season, there's a manager out there that would make us win the title or make us better than where we are now?
Yep.
That's a great question. Great question, T. That's a great question.
Yeah. So I think they're going to look for it. If he doesn't win something this season, if he doesn't win the league soon, and I don't think it'll happen this season, but by the end of next season, if we're not really knocking on the door again for the title, I think there's going to be a decision made.
I don't get it. I don't understand this logic though. Because look, last season he overachieved.
Yeah, agreed.
Massively. So
at that point you reset your expectations. Okay, we've done it.
Yeah, that's cool. That's fine.
So now the expectation is to win.
That's fine. But what I'm saying is, so why are we getting rid of him?
Yeah, if the expectation is not to win, the expectation is to challenge.
Okay,
You're up against Man City and Liverpool. I think if you made Pep Guardiola the Arsenal manager tomorrow, I don't think Arsenal win the league with this squad because Pep's your manager now. I don't think so.
I think you have to do it. No, but I think you have to invest less with Pep as your manager to win the league than you do with Arteta as your manager. You do. Just by experience. It's not a slight on Arteta. It's just one of these things. You know how I am about these things. I take it out, right? So, and from a club's point of view, we have spent a lot of money under his tenure. We have.
Yeah, but look.
700 million.
No.
But you got to look where we're coming from as well.
People. Yeah, thank you, Dad. You can't just say he spent. You can't generate no money. You can't do it to recreate a new squad.
I'm not dissing accolades to him, but we both know that's not how this works. Yeah, great, thank you.
No, but you can't say that's not how it works. That is what it took to get us to this point. Yeah. You couldn't do anything else. No manager done anything different.
And now it's
so 4 years. How long do you give him, T? How long?
Yeah, exactly.
How long did I give him?
Yeah.
He's had how long? 3 years.
3.5.
3.5 years.
Yeah.
I like Arteta. I actually like Arteta. I don't want to.
Answer the question. Yeah. Answer the question.
How long did Klopp have? 8 years. I'll give him that.
No. No, you got to think about it. Yeah, before Klopp won the league, he got us to the Champions League final. So within 4 years, he got us to a Champions League final. And he got to a League Cup final and a Europa League final. Then he won it the following year.
So he didn't win.
Then got back to the Champions League final.
Okay, if we get to the Champions League final, is he good to go?
Because you see the progress in it. Like you can see
But we haven't seen progress.
No, we have. But wait, if you look at it the other way as well, if you're Arteta, and someone proper knocks on the door, not meaty Barcelona or whatever, he's gonna look at them and be like, you know what? I can go there, and I've got everything I need to do what I need to do there. So I'm not necessarily saying it's an Arsenal get rid of him thing, but this just can't keep going on. That's not how this game works, bro. That means Eddie's not doing his job. We're not going to be there in 2 years' time, and he spent another 200 million, 250 million,
and it's just challenging.
Oh yeah, he took a rubbish squad. That's not going to do it, bro.
No, we got to forget. We got to remember where we come from, man. Literally, we've just
but how long can you just challenge for?
We've literally
how long
just
can
got
you
here.
into the Champions League?
But how long can you just challenge for, though?
No, but
So,
we just got here. We just got here. Like
now we're saying, if he doesn't win the Premiership and the Champions League and all that, get rid of him.
But surely he's got to win it within the next 2 years for you to be happy, right?
Yeah, but why are we even putting like mad time limits or saying end of the season we have to have a competition?
Because you want to win the league.
I get that, but I'm saying if we've just got back into
we
the
don't have the
Champions
best
League,
team. We
overachieved massively last season to get into the Champions League and to challenge. So now how is it now? You got to win it now.
No,
After massively overachieved to get to where we was last season.
What did I say before? I said what it's going to take for us to compete with that team. The amount it's going to take with a manager.
You can't do it. Okay, we can't do it then because they spend billions, so we can't do it.
It's true, but if Man City are on job, you shouldn't win the league. If Man City are on job, you shouldn't win the league because they're better than you. They got more resources than you.
No, but then everyone should just pack up and go home then.
No, but what I'm saying is that it doesn't mean that it doesn't. What I'm saying, it doesn't mean it's a failure and you get rid of him if he doesn't win the league. In my
Exactly. Liverpool bought some seriously good players. Good few of them, and they got. We could say it's a bit of luck as well that they got that crop of players at the right time. They still didn't do anything to City. One.
No, but you can't say we didn't do anything to City.
I'm not saying you lot done nothing. I'm not rubbishing your thing. I'm saying look how good City are, and look at the players that you lot got: Alisson, Van Dijk,
Salah.
Even Salah. But doesn't that fall on? No. Take Salah out of the equation. Yeah, doesn't that fall on Arteta? Yeah, because Liverpool addressed 3 key areas that they needed. Yeah, they needed a goalkeeper, went out and brought big. We needed a centre back, went out and brought big, and we needed a DM, got Fabinho. Yeah, we addressed 3 key areas. In terms, like I've mentioned, in terms of Arteta's failings, not failings, but his slight kind of
Edu.
In terms of signings.
But
there are key areas that Arsenal need to address that they haven't done so. Like you didn't need to spend 40 million on Havertz or whatever it was.
That's
60 million.
We haven't.
That's a mistake. That was a mistake. That was a big mistake.
But listen, no, T. Let me finish here. Let me finish. Like I'm just gonna compare that to Nunes. Like we spent big on Nunes, but that was like 8 years into Klopp's tenure.
Yeah.
Arteta spending 60 million on failures 3 years in.
Cool.
Okay.
So don't you think you've got to address?
It's one signing.
But are you not seeing like a potential pattern? If he's not getting the right signings 3 years in, isn't there something?
No. He's got a good 6, 7, 8, 9 good signings.
Fair enough.
He's got about 10 right.
He's got right.
Nah, we did. We went through the list and it wasn't 10. I think we landed on about 6.
Yeah. Look at hold on, guys. So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this question. Yeah. What? So in the next 2 years, Arteta, as long as we challenge for the title and stay in the top 4, Arteta can keep his job. I could just keep spending. Is that what you're saying?
If we're title challenging, I don't say he has to win it because I don't think that's something you got no divine right to win it. If you're up there and you're challenging, I think that's all I can ask of him. Yeah, I personally, if you win it, to me, if you win it, that's fantastic. Like you overachieved. But for me, I think you need to be up there and title changing.
We're basically saying it's money, right?
Answer my question. Answer the question.
Huh?
Answer the question. If Arteta in the next 2 years doesn't win anything, but he's challenging, he can keep his job.
Doesn't win anything, but he's still challenging.
Yeah, he can keep his job.
Oh, I didn't say you say don't win anything. I thought we were just about the league because I think he needs to. Where I have a problem with Arteta is the cups. I do have a problem with him in the cups. Yeah, I think the cup runs need to be a lot better than they are.
Me personally, we need to have a repeat of last season at the very least. We need to be pushing.
Oh my god,
3-3.
Oh my god.
I told you about this guy. Anyway, we need to be pushing for. I told you about this guy.
Why
We
was it 9 minutes at the time? At the time was
Yeah.
9 minutes.
need to be pushing for
Oh,
the title, and we need to be making a strong hand in the Champions League. I'm talking quarters, semis, right?
Yeah, I agree.
But for me personally, keep your mute. For me personally, if he doesn't win the league in the next couple of years, he's gonna start getting the same banter as Klopp, and Klopp won the league.
And
That's
look, but bruv, you know you're like, see Klopp here. Look at their squad, bro. And they was up against a serious City side. But look at their squad. So if let's just say if Arteta done exactly the same as Klopp, he's getting bantered the same as Klopp, yeah.
See, by the time we get to another season or two, he will have spent more than Klopp spent. You know that, right?
He would have spent more than what Klopp spent.
Yep. If we carry on at this rate, he will have spent more than Klopp spent.
No, but if we the next couple seasons spend the same sort of things that we're spending now,
yes,
I guarantee you we'll win the league.
Okay, we'll see.
I guarantee you we'll win the league.
All right, we'll see. And that's what I'm saying. That's fine.
Now because of FFP and we can't sign and we're doing this and we're doing that, then forget about it.
They knew the FFP because restrictions before they bought Havertz.
Yeah, cool. But they might be looking to sell a couple players now at the end of the season.
Cool.
Who knows?
I do agree with you that signing has set the process back quite a bit.
We don't actually know that.
He needs to rectify that. Yeah, I'll do that. He needs to rectify that in the summer.
I can see why he bought him. I can see why he bought him.
4-3.
Wow, might know.
Goal.
4-3.
Goal.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Been a good game.
Bailing them out.
All right. Just a very, very quick AFCON roundup. I think I saw someone describe AFCON as a soap opera. I think that's a very, very, very good description. Basically, we've had an absolute reverse. The round of 16 has been an absolute reverse of the round of 16 last time. So all the teams that made it through the round of 16 last time are out. Cameroon have gone home. Senegal have gone home. Morocco, who were second favourites, I believe, for the tournament, they've gone home. 2-0 loss to South Africa. Cape Verde have gone through. No one fancied them beforehand. Angola are through as well. So yeah, the quarterfinals are looking very interesting. We've got Nigeria versus Angola, Mali versus Ivory Coast, Congo versus Guinea, and Cape Verde versus South Africa. I can't even bring them to this conversation.
It's been a good tournament though. Like I will say that. Like I think.
Hold on. It's been good entertaining. Or?
Yeah, entertainment quality's been a bit meh, but yeah, quality entertainment wise, it's been very good. Yeah,
it's been super good. I would like to nominate a favorite, but the way this tournament's been going, I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the goalkeeping.
Yeah, you never know.
You just never know. But yeah,
good to have Salah back.
He wants to put their hat on a favorite.
I'm gonna say Ivory Coast. I think home advantage is gonna just pull them over the line.
Didn't they start off really poorly, Ivory Coast?
Yeah.
The manager gets sacked.
Well, they got through. They were technically out, and then other results went in their favor. Then they were through. And when they were technically out, they fired the manager, and then now they're through. So yeah, I think I can't even give a. Obviously, I've got to say Nigeria in it. They're still in. We're gonna do the thing, but I don't think so. I think we're gonna get a surprise. It's gonna be like Cape Verde or someone mad. They're gonna go through on vibes. But yeah, lots of players are back. I think one of the Ghanaian players, one of the Williams brothers, went back and played the same day. So they went out in the morning or something, flew back to Spain, and he played the same day. Obviously,
Wow.
back. Kudus played today. So yeah, it's been a super quick turnaround. Super quick turnaround. All right, boys. That was a good one. We'll be back next time. We'll be covering the big Arsenal-Liverpool game. We'll see whose predictions have come true. You probably see a big picture of Isaac's face on your screens. What other big games on
Thumbnail.
the weekend? Thumbnail, exactly. I'll cut him out. Man United, West Ham, not a crazy game there. Newcastle, Luton, Newcastle at home. But I think that we've got Arsenal, Liverpool. I think Man United, West Ham's another juicy fixture. Man City got Brentford away. Not the easiest. Tony can keep scoring. We'll see you next time for episode 48. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.